To Holy Fury Pagan tutorial. Alright, so I'm going to be real with you guys. This is kind of the part of the game where you're gonna not be monotonous, but you're not going to be able to rush for something. Not the way we've been, because if we look at the Empire title, actually the easiest way to show you guys would be up here, and it highlights in gold everything's part of the Windish Empire. There we go, we'll turn back to that map. And we can see everything that we own. We're gonna need to do some wars. The problem is reaching the areas we need to do the wars. And there's time between each treaty. We can try and speed up treaties by committing murder. We cannot, yeah, this guy would not vassalize with us. Because a treaty ends when either the person that made the treaty or the person who, oh, either side that made the treaty. When one of them dies, the treaty ends, whether it was the attacker or the defender. Hey, our son has joined the band of Modenia. I said it with Modsena, I think last time. I put a C instead of an E. And honestly, with my eyesight, like, that E and the C are hard. Yep, all of our kids are joining. Good show. That is helping our legend bar. So that's another reason for we're doing this. Completing the missions will build our legend. And when it's all complete, we can go on a grand adventure. Granted, I don't know if we want to hurry that because we really need to clear stress. I'm actually going to switch us over to hunting for the time being. No, I think we're going to get a theology focus. Which will get us some piety, which is not bad. And that will help. Because piety, taking the piety decision has a very good chance of relieving you of stress. We're also going to go worship the ancestors. Because we want affection and companionship, grant my sword in battle, prosperity and growth. Let's guard our sword in battle. Alright, so we can sacrifice an eye. Which is awesome. It gets us 100 piety, but then we lose an eye. And being one-eyed hurts our personal combat skill. We can also offer up this child. This 15-year-old girl as a sacrifice. And we get 60 piety. We can just pay some money. Get 40 piety. We pay some little less money. Get 10. They're more likely to react very well the more you give. So we're gonna give this little girl to the gods. She's gone to heaven. Or whatever we call heaven. We call it something else. Oh. No, we've gone to be with Divas now. Alright, the offering struggled. May the ancestors bestow their blessing upon us. We can also go here and pick a patron deity for 25 piety. And we get a plus and a minus. We can get some diplomacy, we lose intrigue. We get some intrigue, we lose diplomacy. We get some martial, we lose learning. Or we get some stewardship and lose martial. And every pagan religion has their own choices here. Down in Africa, the African religion, you can... one of the choices gives personal combat. There we go. My brain was not computing for a moment. There we go. We've sieged it down. We're going to go siege down this Catholic church as well, because there's no one around here stopping us. And they almost have no troops. An emperor of France died, the missionary of the HRE. Victory. Go back out. Poland? Wait, why is Poland marching to war? Poland is fighting Saxony and Polish-Saxon subjugation war. Okay. Alright, I should ponder this more deeply. We have a good chance to lose stress, which would give us 10 more personal combat skill back. And then in 4 years, we can switch back to martial. Would be nice. Alright, we're going to lower our troops though. And this man is under him. we're going to declare a holy war for Rugen up here. He is Old Norse, or Old Germanic, sorry, not Old Norse. I've explained why I say that. And everyone else around him is Reformed. So nobody should help this man. Alright, so we're going to do the Holy War for Rugen. We'll probably try and grab this later, but I'd rather grab 2 counties over 1. And there's a chance our vassals will go and grab that as well. That High Chieftain will join. That's fine. Raise up our troops, call in our vassals. We can call in our vassal levies, but there's only 9 of them, so that's not a big deal. You guys stay on the island. You're a little safer there. Come on down. We get 100 military tech points from our marshal. That's a nice little bonus. We can buy some things. I think we're going to go for siege equipment. Siege equipment will let us, our sieges, our fortresses, our tribes are more defended, and we take down other people's tribes more. We could go for shipbuilding and spread shipbuilding tech out of, it would start here and it would spread. So we could eventually build boats. I'm not going to rush it. I think I'd rather have the siege. We could also go and improve our heavy infantry or light infantry. Oh, I think we will spread it out. And we'll improve our light infantry next. That is actually moving. These are moving, so they are going up. But you see, these ones, we have the best tech in the area, so we're not getting tech bonuses from any of our neighbors. Same for those. Any of the ones that aren't moving. So primarily the ones we bought. We're helping other people get that tech. No! Aha! Our troops. There we go. We have fulfilled the ambition to become exalted among men. We have 5k prestige, which allows us to forge a bloodline. This is why we're doing exalted among men and not spending our prestige. So this is pretty amazing. It's a new feature with Holy Fury. You get to form a bloodline. Now, you can only do this once with this family. So, like, let's say his son will carry this bloodline if we manage to create it. His son will not be able to get this ambition to forge a bloodline because he's part of a immortalized bloodline. But, let's say we did not play as our son. We played as our brother. Our brothers are all dead, but let's just say that. Or our nephew. Then we would be able to forge another bloodline with him. And you could marry the 2 bloodlines into each other later, and then you'd have 2 bloodlines. Which could be an interesting possibility. There's a lot of little strategic possibilities there. If you really want to see how to marry bloodlines in, please check out the Eager Estonian run I did. About 30 videos in or so, we start working on bloodlines. I don't remember exactly because I did stream it and I just cut it up and put the VODs up. I'm changing how I'm doing that now, but that run was the last run where I'm actually putting up all the videos. But you can totally see how to get 6, 7, to have 8 historical bloodlines. 7 historical bloodlines, I think, and then we made 1, and then the legendary bloodline messed up a little bit. But we had a bunch. We had a bunch, and it was very tricky, and it took several generations. I think it took like 100 years to get everything put together. A lot of organization. But we have some very OP characters when it comes to military and personal combat and such. So, we're going to take this. So we can get bloodlines from murdering or executing 30 people, winning 15 foreign wars, rule at peace for 30 years. That's not likely to happen with us. Build 10 cities, build 10 castles, or build 10 temples. Those are not going to happen because we cannot build cities or castles. And we can build temples, but they're kind of expensive for us. So we're likely going to be winning 15 foreign wars or murdering or executing 30 people. Probably not the murdering or executing. But there we go. We forged a bloodline. And you can also get mixed. Like, let's say you've... Oh, look at that. We've already won 17 out of 15 foreign wars. So we're probably going to get that bloodline when I unpause. But let's say you had murdered or executed 15 people, and then you build 5 castles. You have a very good chance that you will get an hybridized bloodline. I've not had one before. I have tried out the Temple Bloodline in my Italy game and the City Bloodline in my Estonia game. Both allow extra buildings. Like the City one allows you to build an extra building slot down here that is very, very powerful and gives so much money. The Temple one brings a lot of piety. I'm not sure about the Castle one yet. I'm going to have to try that out at some point. But we're doing this quite young, well, tribal, so we're probably going to get the 15 foreign wars. We might have to finish this war to trigger it. We will see. Find a sucrose sacrifice, give us more combat skill, you will make a good sacrifice. They only stack up to 3 times, remember? But it's still pretty nice. Oh, and France is not fighting us. We are just, we were hostile to France because we were raiding them. We're France, the HRE. It has the French flag. Greater battles await us yet. So after my most recent victory, I've reunited my most trusted commanders to discuss my future military campaigns. Through my skill and dedication, I have earned the loyalty of my armies and immortalized my name as one of the great conquerors of our time, one who emerged triumphant from countless battles. So that's us. This is our bloodline triggering. Greater battles await us yet. We will be known as the Bloodhound, becoming known as the founder of a bloodline, giving the following effects. Leading the center plus 5%. Levy reinforcement rate plus 5%, increased combat skill plus 5%, increases the chance of looting artifacts after sieging enemy holdings, so we can steal all the loots. Or we can do, because of our high learning skill, make a speech about studying your enemies to achieve victory. We gain the trait diligent, we'll be known as the warrior philosopher. Becomes known as the founder of a bloodline, giving the following effects. Movement speed plus 15%. Retreat plus 5%. Personal combat skill plus 3. So apparently, because we currently have the learning skill, we have access to something different. Can use decision to drill troops. This is actually an interesting choice. Because leading the center is nice. And the levy reinforcement rate is very powerful. Especially if one of your holdings gets sacked. Getting your troops to reinforce faster. Sorry, apologies for the yawn. And that's plus 5 personal combat skill. And then the looting is nice too. The only thing about the looting though is that, oh no, if we can loot. One of our religion is can we raid infidel neighbors for loot. So yeah, we can always loot. So we'll always be able to steal items from our neighbors. Not that our neighbors always have items, but it's a possibility as time goes by. We can drill troops. I'm not sure about that decision. I've honestly not come across it. It's something new. This is interesting. And the movement speed is nice because you can catch armies. You can catch armies very nicely with movement speed. And then retreating means you run away faster. Not so great, but I think, you know, we've only took this for the theology focus. Ooh, well, this is 5, 5, and 5. This is 15, 5, and 3. You know, we'll go for the option. Oh, this is due to our high learning skill. We only have 9 learning skill. What do you mean high? Oh, but I guess we're high because of the theology focus. I was reading that as theology focus. I'll explain the choice. We'll go with the classic, the Bloodhounds. The warlord from Latgale. Scarcely any ruler bordering Lithuania sleeps well at night, tormented by the dreams of conquest of their terrible neighbor. King Pukveres has carved a blood-soaked path through the lands of Lithuania, earning the fame of a ruthless and fearsome warrior. None is safe from his reach, and it is hard to say if his thirst for conquest will ever be satisfied. A cunning and relentless commander, he has overseen countless victories on the battlefield and acquired immortal glory for himself as well as all of his descendants. Alright. Oh, we filled the ambition to forge a bloodline. We have no current ambition we can pick. But if we go here, now this little blood drop is active. We can click on it, and we have a bloodline. So here's our bonuses. It tells you when it was founded. It's the blood of King Pukveres that we have. And it shows us here. So many bloodlines are patrilineal inheritance, which means a normal marriage like we have here, it will pass to all of our children that we have through the normal marriage. And it will pass, well, he's the fake one, who's really our son, but not our son. And it passes to all of them. Now, the next part is matrilineal transfer. So, easiest way of that is if you're a girl and we marry her matrilineally to someone, it will carry on the bloodline through to their children. What it also means, though, is if we marry one of our sons matrilineally to some other family, then their children, who will now be of a different dynasty, matrilineal, like if we married our 6-year-old kid to this 9-year-old, all of the children would be of House Karadaku, and they would carry a bloodline. She does not carry a bloodline, as you can see. It's actually funny that we were able to click on it. That was a little graphic glitch, because usually you can't click on it. So that's very interesting. And that's how you can get men with a bloodline, marry them matrilineally to female members of your dynasty, and then their children will be of your dynasty and the bloodline, and then you can marry them regular marriage or matrilineal, depending on what you need to pass it to your main line. Again, watch the Eager Estonian run to see exactly how I did that. And also the bloodline is active, because some bloodlines have certain effects that are certain requirements that must be met. Like if you have the bloodline of a saint, if you're not Christian, that sainthood, that bloodline is inactive. It doesn't work. You carry it, you have that blood in your veins, but no one cares. Because you're not Catholic, and they're not Catholic, and they don't care. And then also this blood drop, we can click on it. And we can see everyone. Oh, sorry. And we can see everyone that carries the bloodline. That would be all of our children. And we've had a lot of children. And our son here, his children carry the bloodline. Which is pretty impressive. Children who don't have an education that they kind of need. There we go. Alright, so we're going to finish this war. We've done a number of wars. Come troops. Let's go. We also have empty seats on our council. Marshal, you hate my guts. And we're building the renown. We can also come here and Baltic Colds. We can also do Inspire Warriors, which will increase our levy all the way back up. Let's do Baltic Colds. We lose 150 renown, but we're not going to use the renown for anything else, except we can right-click and choose a military aspect, which is actually not a bad idea. Let's do it. So, this is your education trait, your lifestyle trait. There we go, not education. We can go for duelist, which is plus 30 personal combat skill and plus 10 same trait opinion and plus 3 martial. Strategist is plus 20% defense, plus 2 martial, plus 1 stewardship, plus 10 same trait. Hunter, plus 20% pursuit, plus 2 martial, plus 1 diplomacy, plus 10 personal combat skill, same trait opinion. Well, strategist and hunter are pretty good if you're going for a lot of wars. Like, hunter is very versatile. Strategist is if you're really just wanting to fight. We're going to pick duelist. For the very important reason of we need legend. We're going for the legend bloodline as well, the legendary journey. And for that, we want as much personal combat skill as we can possibly get. And that means we need that plus 30. So we are focusing on personal combat. It will take a few days. We'll go through some events. And then when it ends, we will have the duelist traits. Child has grown up. That's very exciting. All right. I have studied my soldiers practicing their swordsmanship, and I'm certain that some of them are becoming unsettled by the constant watch of their king. Perhaps this time I admit that I could use some guidance when it comes to my own dueling. If nothing else, I could join their training. So we lose 40 gold, we get rigorous practice, and we gain the trait diligent. This is what we need to do. We'll spend a lot of money, but it will be okay. Excuse me. You are sieging my land. Our vassals are forming alliances. They do that. Our ongoing struggle outside of Rugen tribe has brought out the best of our military strategists. One of them is a Legalian veteran with a penchant for innovation. He's suggesting that he retire from the battlefront, return to Lockhill to continue his work safe from flying arrows. So we lose 45 gold, and we get 30 military tech points, and we get military tech spread plus 50%. We'll do it. We'll spend all of our money to get more military tech. Which tech in CK2 is not as important as in, say, Hearts of Iron or Europa. But it does make a difference. If you can get far enough ahead of your neighbors, you will crush them. Alright, we'll enforce demands. We have taken the lands. And we should have the duchy title already. So let's go give this land away. You should know the procedure by now. My slot 0, which you can see man, ruler, no. My religion, my agriculture, great house, no. You can set it to whatever you want, of course, but that's just what I prefer. It's one of the joys of this game is you can set it to a bunch of things, and there's no true wrong or right. And that one is called Rostock. There you go. And I believe de jure, duchy, it's not created. We did not take it. We just stole the land. Sometimes you can take it. And we can totally go for build a war chest. If we can hold on to enough money for that long. We're a king, so we need 700 ducats. 700 gold. And then we'll get a national tax modifier plus 10%. Alright. Let's go raid, I suppose. Merge our troops. War has ended. We can turn on raiding. You can raid. Let's go raid Mecklenburg. And with that thought, I'm going to end this. Oh, they have formed a defensive act. Since we took 2 counties, it pushed us up to threat of 6.8%. Once it goes down to 5%, people will step out of the defensive pact and we can go to war again. So until then, we will just raid. And we're getting raided up there. Alright, well until then we will simply raid, and then we'll probably go to war against this man. Because I believe we still have a peace treaty with Poland. Yes, until 814. So another year though. So maybe we'll just raid until then, and then go to war with Poland. There's a danger of declaring a war for more land. But, for a duchy. But, we'll think about it. And I'm going to have to end it here, though. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, leave a like, let me know if you have any questions as well. And I will do my best to answer them, either in the comments or in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Bye!